Okay, these notes are going to be on side, 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 and side, angle, side. Go ahead and take a minute, pause the video if you can, and go ahead and copy that down. I'm going to assume you already did that. We're going to move on. So side, side, side similarity states that if three sides of a triangle are proportional to the three corresponding sides of another triangle, then the triangles are similar. This is not saying that the three sides are congruent, because again, we're not dealing with congruent triangles. We're dealing with similar triangles. So in all likelihood, these are not going to be exactly the same. In fact, they're probably going to be proportional. So it says, no, remember that the sides are most likely, well, not equal. They're going to not going to be equal. We're going to need to use proportions. So here I have these two triangles. I can tell right off the bat, these two triangles are not the same size, okay? They're not the same size. One's a little bit bigger than the other, but they might be similar. So I'm going to go ahead and check to see if they're similar by matching up the corresponding sides and seeing if they're proportional. Now I'm going to focus on the triangle on top. And if I were to name the smallest side, I would say this is the small side. The biggest side is the 15, and then that means that the medium one would be this. So if I were to color code like small, medium, large, I'm going to make pink the small one, yellow the medium one, and green the large one. Now I'm color coding them right now. I know it's kind of easy to match them up on the other side without color coding them, but once the triangles start getting rotated, like you really do want to know and color them and say, well, which one matches up with the which one. So if I were to do the same thing, the largest one is 10 down here, the smallest one is 4, and then the medium is yellow. You know what? Let me go ahead and kind of write that down on the side too. When we're doing these for today, the green is going to be my large. Sorry, just realized usually when I do this stuff, I do it in blue, but you're just going to pretend that's blue. And the yellow side is going to be medium. There you go, that's better. And then the small side is going to be in pink. Just so you know, like this is the way I'm going to color code it for the rest of this page and probably for the following lessons that come about. Okay. Now that I have them color coded, I'm going to go ahead and start setting up proportions. I'm going to go top triangle to the bottom triangle, matching up those sides. So if I go top to bottom and I pick the 15, well, I got to be consistent. So since it's green, then I better go with green. So I'm going to go ahead and try 15 over 10. And when I get that proportion, I get 1.5. That's good, but that's just the green side. So let's try the yellow side. I'm going to go 10.5 over 7. That one I need a calculator for, and I don't have those numbers just yet. So 10.5 divided by 7 is in fact 1.5. And then the last one is going to be 6 divided by 4, because that's the pinks, and that gives me 1.5. Did I get the same proportions? I sure did. Since they're all the same proportions, this shortcut side, side, side allows me to say that those triangles are in fact similar. So I get to say that triangle ABC is similar to triangle. Let's see, ABC. I went through the pink and then yellow and then green. That means I need to go through the pink, then yellow, and then green. So I'm going to call it QSR by side, side, side similarity. So when we're doing side, side, side similarity, we're not checking to see that the sides are congruent. We're checking to see that the proportions are the same. Okay, so match up your sides and then take the proportion, which means of fractions, divide them and make sure you're getting the same one. All right, we're going to run through a little bit quicker this time. Now that you have an idea of what we're doing, I'm going to go ahead and highlight these colors. Well, let's see. The small side here is going to be 1. The small side here is going to be 4. The medium side here is going to be 2, and the medium side on the bottom triangle is going to be 5. And then that means that the large side is going to be on the bottom, yet the large side over here is actually going to be on the top. So now that I have these color coded, I'm going to go ahead and check to see if they give me the same proportions. If they give me the same proportions, I know I'm going to get similar triangles. If not, then I get to say that the triangles are not similar. So let's see. I'm going to go ahead and do large to large. So I'm going to check my greens first. If I take 3 and divide it by 6, notice I went top to bottom triangle. That's going to give me 0.5. Let's try medium ones. I'm going to take the 2, which is the yellow, and divide it by 5, and that gives me 0.4. I don't even need to check that last one. I already know that these are not similar. Why? Because the proportions aren't the same. In fact, if I were to do that last one, 1 divided by 4, it'd be 0.25. But it doesn't matter because as soon as one of the proportions doesn't work, then that means the triangles are not similar, okay? So side, side, side will show a similarity if the proportions are the same. All right, let's try the next one. We're going to go and match up these sides. In this case, the large side would be 12, but that means I have another large side of 12, so I'm actually going to go green, green. And on the other triangle, the large side would be 6 and 6. As far as the small side would be 8 and 4. Remember, when you have two sides that are the same, we say that those triangles are isosceles triangles, okay? So I'm going to check to make sure that all the proportions are the same. So let me go ahead and check green with green. That's going to be 12 over 6, which gives me 2. Technically, I really should check that 12 over 6 for the other green one, and that's also going to give me 2. And now I need to check my pink one, so I'm going to go 8 over 4, and that gives me 2. I notice that the proportions are all the same, therefore these triangles must be similar. So I get to say that triangle EDF is similar to triangle HJK by side, side, side similarity. Since the three proportions are the same, then the triangles are similar. Obviously, they're not congruent, guys, because the sides aren't exact. Like they're different sized Doritos, right? Like they're one's big, one's small, but they are similar in shape. It's just one happens to be rotated and the other one does not. It's not rotated. Okay. All right, this is where it starts getting a little weird. So I hope you see the two triangles that I'm looking at. The first triangle is this little one that's over here. The second triangle is this big one that's over here. And I say this is going to be weird because I know that the color coding is going to be just a little bit different. So I'm actually going to color code inside the triangles. And you're going to see the reason for that in a little bit. All right, so let's first focus on the small side. The small side for the little triangle is that 3. Remember, I'm going to color inside, inside, inside. Do not color outside. There's a reason for this. It's going to make more sense to you in a little bit, okay? Let's talk about the small side for this triangle. For this triangle, the small side is actually that 6. So if I'm going to color the inside, it's going to go right here. So the small side for the small triangle is 3. The small side for the big triangle is 6. All right, let's talk about the large side. The large side for the big triangle, for the little triangle. Here's the little triangle. The biggest side is 6. And so I'm going to color that green, but remember, I'm going to color it on the inside of the triangle that I'm talking about. So this is green. Hey, that line AC is both green and pink. It is the large side for the little triangle. It is also the small side for the big triangle. So we got to keep that in perspective. What about the big triangle? What's the big side for the big triangle? Well, the big side would be that 12 right here. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight inside the triangle. It's going to be the 12. And then the last one, the medium sides for both, well, that would be the 4 and the 8. So I'm going to go ahead and match those up. 4 over here, 8 over here. Now that I have them color coded, now I can go ahead and start setting up my fractions. First, I'm going to go small to small. Small to small are going to be my pink ones. So I'm going to go from 3 to 6. 3 over 6, that gives me 0.5. By the way, you know what? Let's change it up. I went small to big. You can go big to small. So I'm going to go this triangle to this triangle instead. I'm going to go big triangle to small triangle. I'm still going to pick my pink sides. That's now going to be 6 over 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2, and I think that's what most of you guys would do because you guys don't like working with fractions. So let's go ahead and do that. So that was my pink sides. Let's go yellow sides. Again, I'm going to go big triangle to small triangle. That would be 8 to 4 is 2. And then I'm going to go my green sides, and again, that's going to be green sides from big triangle to small triangle. That's going to be 12 to 6. What do I notice? I notice that all the proportions are the same. Since all the proportions are the same, I can say that the triangles are the same. And I just realized that I did not give you a letter. This should be letter D over here. Sorry about that. Let me go ahead and sneak that in right now. Now I can go ahead and say that triangle ABC ABC is similar to triangle. ABC went pink, yellow to the green. So I need to go pink, yellow to the green. That's going to be triangle ACD. By side, side, side similarity. I checked all the proportions were the same. All right, and let's do a little bit of a review. Remember, what does it mean for triangles to be similar? Since triangles are similar, if I know triangles are similar, then I know that proportions are true. And I know that the angles are congruent, okay? So in this example, they're telling me triangle ABC is similar to triangle QRS. Since they are similar, I can set up corresponding fractions, all right? I just need to match up sides. So let's see, I'm gonna match up the large side with the large side. So 10 and 7 are my large sides. My small sides are 6 and 4.2, which means my medium sides must be 7 and x. Now that I have this set up, let's go ahead and set up the proportions. Hey, I'm trying to solve for x, so one of my fractions better have that x, okay? So